Across the UK, every weekend, there is something that brings millions upon millions of people all together as one. The beautiful game of football. The fame, the glitz and the glamour, the money, the impressive stadiums and the thousands upon thousands in attendance every week. People travel from across the world to watch some of the biggest teams play. Man City, Man United, Arsenal, Liverpool, Chelsea. All different teams across the top 4 English divisions of professional football clubs. But the question is, how do these clubs operate? How can clubs survive without all of the money and the fame and the international attention? Well, to answer that question, we have to look at the semi-professional non-league. In fact, I've stepped in to Harborough Town FC, where they have just been promoted to the National League North for the very first time. Here is a documentary about how clubs at its level can run and how they can afford to survive in an ever-increasing game of money.
The town of Harborough sits in Leicestershire, where it is only 40 minutes away from their big regional rivals, Leicester City, although there's still a gap that is in between the two teams, with Harborough only just getting promoted from the Southern League Premier Division Central, and Leicester City staying in the Championship for now. But how does a small club in a small town like Harborough actually be able to see some of the success that this club has had with multiple promotions over the past 5 years? I spoke to the chairman, Pete Dewin, to find out more about what it is like running this football club.
I'm extremely proud, but let me tell you, it's not down to one person. We have an unbelievable group of volunteers here. We have an unbelievable playing squad, management team, gaffer, the staff that do the bars, the catering, you know, the people you'll see down around today, the stewards, programme sellers, turnstile operators. Every single one of them has had a huge part to play, and you know, I hope they don't think it's all, you know, that it's happened without them, because it can't happen without them. I always say, if you've got good people around you that you can delegate stuff with, and they're okay to work and do a bit of graft, you're going to be fine. I mean, I can't do everything. A guy that works alongside me, has done for 3 or 4 years, Greg Tickner, who's the co-chairman, really. You know, everything can't be done by one person. Everything cannot be done and aligned by just one person. It has to be a team effort. Everybody has to take it on board. Everybody has to get involved. So I think if you can surround yourself with good people, actually, it doesn't become one person's job to do this or that. Everybody mucks in, and you know, I have no problem putting a kit out or emptying a bin. Everyone does the same. It's our football club, it's the community's football club. I think what's unique about non-league football is the interaction of the supporters. You know, you're not going to get that in the football league. So, you know, being at this level is absolutely brilliant, because we can celebrate with our fans, commiserate with our fans, we can have a beer with our fans. You know, we can do everything we want, and it's everybody knows everybody. It's unlike the Football League, where it's impossible sometimes to get even an autograph from somebody, let alone sit down in a bar after a game and have a chat and a beer. So I think that's what's really unique about non-league football, and I think it's what really attracts me to putting so much effort in.
Even after a 1-1 draw against Bishop Stortford a few days earlier, the standards in training are still high for their final game of the season against Stamford. All of this under the guise of Mitch Austin, and this is where you get to see a different view of the boys, a more relaxed, calmer one, even on the pitch, but the standards are still being kept as high as they can by Mitch Austin and all of the coaching staff who want to keep the success going and try and end the season off with a deserved win away at Stamford. And so, for the final time this season, Harborough Town walk out with a guard of honour from their opponents, Stamford. Will they be able to put another win in the bag and be able to celebrate with the travelling away fans here in Stamford? A disappointing way to end their season away at Stamford with a 0-0 draw, but there's still plenty of appreciation from the fans to the players and the players to the fans who have stayed loyal during this 42-game season that has ended with promotion to the highest level that Harborough Town have ever been at, the National League North. But how does so much success manufacture in a club? How does this affect the players, the staff, and most importantly, the manager? I spoke with Mitch Austin after the game to get his thoughts on not only the match and the promotion, but also the recent success that this club has had and now reaching the National League North.
I got approached 5 seasons ago when I was assistant manager at St Ives. And yeah, had the opportunity to be interviewed, and it's quite clear that they favoured me. And I just had a really good chat with Pete Dugan. And from there, we're here. So yeah, brilliant journey. It's been a great learning curve. I've learned massively on the job. I've learned how to win without money. I've learned to lose with money. I know how to build. I believe I know how to build a changing room full of good men. I like to think I set good standards, certainly in mentality and the winning mentality. I've learned a lot. The younger years were the younger years are certainly the hardest years. Seems to get a little bit easier. Not easier with results, but easier in the fact that I used to watch the kit. You know, I used to pick lads up for a game. I used to have to pick lads up to go to training. At one point, I used to collect subs from my players, so and you needed them subs to pay the ref. So it's certainly been a journey from the lowest forms of football, and now we're at a real credible level. It's something that, as you see today, the town's extremely proud of.
I did the first time fell off. It went well. I think there was a couple of chances, well, a few chances on another day. I could have scored a couple of goals, which I sort of snatched at a bit. But clean sheet to end the day, so it's not bad. Like I said, I could have covered a couple of goals on another day, but it didn't go my way. But I'm happy with my debut, yeah.
And so, this behind-the-scenes look at Harborough Town FC shows what it's like, not only for this club, but for most non-league clubs in England and across the world. What they have to go through to survive, to fight, to compete, to be the best of the rest, to try and climb up to being the best of the best. It's a long, arduous journey, full of struggle, full of belief, lost hope, sadness and joy. And for Harborough Town fans of recent, they have experienced so much joy. And now, as they head into next season in the National League North, the question still remains, how much further can they go? And if you ask any one staff member, any one player at the club, they'll all say the same thing. the sky is the limit.
Just listen, Owen Wright, top dollar, we're going town and we're going out. Champion!